fans, welcome to this presentation of the NBA Sunday night action right here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. It's the Wildcats taking on the Wolverines. Now the starting group for the visitors. They've got Thunder. Primetime is out there with Mr. Clutch. And there's Doc, and it's Rain Man in at the center. Now here's Moore. Lets the three fly. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Don't underestimate him. He can knock that down.
Here's Primetime. Good on the three-point shot.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, they better be thinking about him. I mean, we know how dangerous he is.
Here's Wagner, and oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Rain Man, the pass to Samuels. Pass to Moore. 4 on the shot clock. Mr. Clutch hits the three-point bomb. Mr. Clutch has got 5.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
Perhaps he's set for a big night. I mean, he can be a difference maker for him when he's on his game. Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Passes to Simpson. Launches a 3. Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field. Primetime's gone 2 of 3 from the field. Knocked loose and out of bounds as the Wolverines gain possession. The pass to Clutch. That's tipped. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Brooks outside. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Simpson. Takes a 3. That one doesn't go. And the Wildcats the other way now.
And the double clutch layup in that situation, that's just him playing to the crowd, guys.
The Wolverines shooting their first foul shot of the night. A different look now for the Wolverines. Maverick comes in for Clutch, and it's Buckets in for Primetime. And then for the Wildcats, Goose comes in for Rain Man. And it's the kid in for Doc. On the free throw, no good. And so here are the Wildcats. Here's the kid, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
Clutch is checked in for Wagner. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Brooks feeling it out a bit. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Looking at the last game for the Wolverines, it was a loss to Louisville. Knocks it loose. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Wildcats. A minute 42 left in the first quarter. Pass to the kid. Got a piece of it. To the inside. And Brooks gets it to go. Brooks has got his second basket of the game. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Wolverines.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
5 on the clock. Mr. Clutch, the pass to the kid. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And the pass to Mr. Clutch. More with it. Pass to Mr. Clutch. And it's out of bounds to the Wildcats. Speedy's checked in for more. Just 3 to shoot. Knocked away. And it's out of bounds to the Wildcats. Three from the inbound. Knocks down the three ball. And the Wolverines with possession. Trailing by 2. To the paint. Here's Brooks. It's blocked. They retain possession. T. That shot no good. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Speedy the pass to Mr. Clutch. Knocked loose. Passes it to T. Gets it off. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Wildcats lead by 2. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Wildcats so far, what do you guys think?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
Here's the kid. So on the floor for the Wildcats. We've got Mr. Clutch. Thunder is out there with the kid. And it's Rain Man. And it's Slater in at the 2-guard spot. Here's Speedy. Rain Man passes to Slater. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Speedy's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Wildcats. Brooks with no one around. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And there's the pass to Slater. And the three ball is good. Speedy's got the lead up to 8 now for the Wildcats.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. There's the 3. No good. And the Wildcats the other way now.
You guys, you just can't afford to give away points.
Oh, that was terrific.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
different look now for the Wolverines. Wagner, he's checked in for T, and Primetime subbed in for Clutch. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. To end the run, he takes it up and flings it in. And it's 8 points for Primetime.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Pass to Mr. Clutch. Passes it to the kid. Shoots. And that one hits back iron. The kid's gone 1 of 3 from the field here. Brooks for 3. Connects from three-point range. And now it's only a 5-point Wildcat lead. There's Mr. Clutch. He's got 5. To the middle. Here's Rain Man. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
Here's Mr. Clutch. The Wolverines making their last shot. And the Wildcats call time here.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
Wildcats making a switch here. Moore's checked in. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Rainman. Here's Mr. Clutch. The pass to Rainman. Shot clock at 5. Count the basket. So it's the Wolverines now. It's a 5-point game. Brooks outside. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Samuels. Pass to Mr. Clutch. 6 on the shot clock. Passes it to Rainman. From 13, headshot off. Now the Wolverines take it the other way. .115 left here in the second. Simpson, the pass to Maverick. It's good.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 5 down low, and he slams it one-handed.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
T's checked in for buckets. So it's the Wolverines now, trailing by 5. Just 5 to shoot. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Wildcats. Clutch, he's checked in for Maverick. 26 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Ball's knocked loose. 15 seconds left now here in the second. To the middle. Here's prime time. 8 points for him. Kept alive. Wagner. It's blocked. They recover it. Got it off in time. The shot, no good. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's the Wildcats up 5. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Looking at the Wildcats. Kenny?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy. And then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in the first half, Ernie. 3 things. Soft defense, not enough pressure, but they can still win this game. They need to ramp it up. Was that 2 or 3? Doesn't matter. You understand, Ernie.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. What a game we're seeing from Speedy.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. They've got Brooks. Wagner out there with T, and it's prime time, and it's Clutch in at the small forward position. Rain Man's gone 2 for 5 tonight. And for the Wildcats, Thunder is out there with Rain Man, and it's Mr. Clutch, and it's prime time, and it's Doc in at the 3 slot. Puts it up from 12, and that one's good. The Wildcat lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Brooks. Here are the Wildcats. They've led by as much as 10. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the Wolverines, they've got T. Prime time is out there with Brooks. Then there's Boss, and it's Clutch in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Clutch. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
And it's tied up with that one. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. And the pass to Rain. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Just 5 on the clock. Moore outside. Fires the 3. But they recover it. And the call will be against prime time. That is his first foul of the game. The kid, he's checked in for Thunder. The Wolverines on D. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. 6 to shoot. From deep, Moore. Not going to go that time. Now the Wolverines take it the other way. And it's Brooks in the corner. Passes it to Clutch. Here's prime time. 8 points for him. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Moore with the bucket. Moore's got 5 now. It's a neck-and-neck game in San Francisco. Time called here. The Wolverines decide to talk it over. Buckets. He's checked in for Brooks. So it's the Wolverines now. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. And the kid picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Wolverines making a switch here. Here's prime time. He's got 8. The pass to T. 5 to shoot. A terrific shot on a turnaround. T's got the game tied up here for the Wolverines. T's gone 2 of 4 from the field. Moore outside. Poke loose. Here's prime time. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Clock at 6. For the lead. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And it's a 3-point Wolverine lead.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Yeah, it's not a surprise then to see them out in front the way they've been efficient offensively in this half and actually throughout the entire game.
And the Wildcats call time here.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
.44 left in the third quarter of the game from 11 feet away. And with that, the Wolverine lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket for Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has gone 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. Here's Wagner. Five on the clock. Here's Simpson. And there's another one for the Wolverines.
Great ball movement there.
And so here are the Wildcats. 1:04 left to play in the third. And T is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Clutch, he's checked in for Maverick. Wildcats making a switch here. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good from 18.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Wolverines shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. And he makes the first. And so he makes both from the line. .34 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. It's deflected. Here's Simpson. That 3 off the mark. And so here are the Wildcats. It's a 5-point game. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Don. This is his first free throw of the game. The first free throw is good. And he makes both free throws. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. It's the Wolverines. They finish off the third quarter on a 14-6 run. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. So on the floor for the Wildcats. Mr. Clutch out there with prime time. And there's Doc, and it's Rain Man, and it's Samuels in at the power forward. And so here are the Wildcats. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Samuels. And he dunks it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
It's blocked. And here is Moore. Passes to Mr. Clutch. Now the pass to Doc. Here is Samuels. 6 on the shot clock. Over Wagner. Shots good by Samuels. We played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Time called here. The Wolverines decide to talk it over.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
During that last break, Kevin, I listened in on what the head coach of the Wolverines said to his squad. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Wildcats.
You know, one of the big stories has been the three ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
And you've always heard of guys being in a zone shooting, but you can be in a zone passing the basketball, and we've seen that tonight as well.
The first one falls. So he gets them both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Brooks outside. Goes up on the wing. He can't hit that time. And the Wildcats the other way now. Moore outside. Pass to Samuels. From past the arc. Can't hit that one. Here's Brooks. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
Now here's Moore. And the Wildcats call time here. And you look at Thunder, what a contribution.
You know, that defense is helpless right now. I mean, he's got their number, and he knows it.
Here is Samuels. Here's Mr. Clutch. Kick out to Moore. Hands it from downtown. And the Wildcats lead by 3.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Brooks outside. Pass to Simpson. 5 on the clock. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Samuels. He kicks it to Moore. Here's the 3. The shot, no good. Moore's gone 3 of 8 shooting from the floor. Stolen away. They're running. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Buckets. He's checked in for primetime. Decide to talk it over. They're behind by 4. 1:58 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Mr. Clutch.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
We've got 1:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Brooks. Shot clock at 6. Snatched away. Fast break. Here we go. Blanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the layup. And the Wildcats lead by 6. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
To the inside. A minute 20 left in the fourth. 6 to shoot. Bangs home the trifecta.
Fantastic ball there, just especially against the taller defender.
Clutch shooting, determination, and plenty of skill, too.
And the Wildcats call time here. They're up by 3. 1:15 left in the fourth quarter. Prime time's checked in for buckets. Here is Samuels. Here's Mr. Clutch. The pass to Rainey. And Wagner pulls it down. Shot through by Samuels.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
It's good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Perhaps, Greg, some type of motivational speech at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those chip-ins are easy to come by.
But only if you grind hard enough to get yourself in tight before the shot goes up, guys. You've got to get your work done before the shot is attempted. Awesome execution that time. Ran his man right off the pick tight, and nobody rotated over to help.
That one misses. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brooks grabs the board.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Time called here. The Wolverines decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
To tie it up with a big triple.
You don't want to force it, though. Still need to get a quality look.
When they foul intentionally, they're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
And the Wildcats call time here. They're leading by 3. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
So we see the Wildcats get the win here. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.